Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Dragon Disciple, where I am back here at Windward Hall, where we are going to be looking for the remaining components to help to wake up Lord Arden. What's your next suggestion? You've managed to find Hearsom's loot? Perfectly splendid! I feel sorry for Viscount Xavier, though. All those lives lost because of Agnes's manipulations. It's all because makes one wonder what could Hearson be planning that's worth all this violent scheming? Well then, what's next? If we're going to wake up the good Lord, it was only a matter of time before we need help from another court. Now the flower the hag's note mentions, the frosted cerise. It blooms in the Prince of Frost's court, in the snow-laden region of borders the Wormwood. Lady Borealis is an herbalist who ties to the nobles in the Prince of Frost's court. I'm certain that she'll be able to get you started in your search for the Frosted series. Okay, Lady Borealis. Okay, that sounds northern and Arctic and all of that. Hello there. I was surprised to hear someone was inquiring about the Frosted series. I've traveled between the courts for centuries studying various herbs and blossoms, but I've never actually seen one myself. The flower only grows in the Bitterspine Mountains, but it hasn't been seen in centuries. While I can't lead you to the Frosted series myself, the Baroness would know if it is possible to get your hands on one, and luckily I have an invitation to the Prince of Frost's Centennial Reception Ball. Well, that's good to hear. A reception ball. Indeed, the Prince of Frost tours various locales in his domain once per century or so, and likewise Baroness Bitterspine holds a reception ball to welcome him whenever he arrives in the Bitterspine Mountains. Loathsome affairs, in my opinion. I have always had more comfortable in the gardens than in the ballroom. I would be more than happy to offer you my ticket and send word of your arrival at Bitterspine Palace. I'm sure that you'll be welcome there, provided you don't make yourself a nuisance to the prince. All right, I'll seek out the Baroness at Bitterspine Palace. I have arrived in Bitterspine Palace for a frosty reception. That does not bode well.
Arrived at Bitterspine Palace, home of one of the Prince of Frost's vassals. You proceed with caution. Whether you're expected by the Baroness or not, the Prince of Frost's cold reputation is known throughout the Feywild.
Yes, and I was at one point, someone tried to
Prince of
make it.
Frost stands before a throne overlooking the crowded ballroom, the Baroness beside him. However, the third throne on the dais stands empty. The air chills as the Archfey points a finger toward you.
Why have you disturbed me with your presence, Outlander?
If I may, my prince, says the Baroness, a connection in the summer court sent word of the Outlander's arrival. I have granted them an audience with me. I assure you, they will not disturb the ball.
All right. Yes, he does not seem to be happy with my presence. And someone tried to make it look like that I was an assassin for the Prince of Frost, if you remember the last episode. Hello there, my lady. You're Pineleaf, aren't you? One of the otherworlders who arrived in our lands? I am Baroness Hilda Bitterspine. I preside over practical matters surrounding this part of the court and this palace. You're here because of the Frosted series, yes? I don't know who told you, but the prince cannot know that it's begun growing again. He will be enraged, and my welcome source will be ruined. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, your ball. Yes, of course. Hold on. What are you talking about? Oh, so you didn't know then? Well, now that I've made such a fuss over the issue, I might as well fill you in. The frosted cerise is an ancient bloom native to the Bitterspine Mountains. When the Prince of Frost claimed the region for his domain thousands of years ago, he destroyed every last one. Any time anyone has seen the flower since, we've been told to destroy it, which is exactly what I tried to do earlier tonight when I noticed one blossoming in the Aurora Gardens. But for some reason, as soon as you pick the flower, it crumbles to ash and reblooms in the snow. I locked the garden doors to keep the prince from seeing the flower. Our court advisor, Jin Arisha, Arisha, has the key. Feel free to get it from him and investigate the bloom yourself. He usually hides somewhere while we dance. I would check with Windward Balcony. The entrance is upstairs, above the palace entrance. Just don't disturb the party. Yes, I understand. A certain person won't like that if that happened. All right, I will track down the gin.
A frosted cerise has miraculously sprung up inside the Aurora Garden. You're told that Osha loathes extravagant parties such as this one. He's likely to be avoiding the crowd somewhere, perhaps out on the Windward Balcony.
All right, onto the Windward Balcony. Well, he's a djinn. I guess he wouldn't mind being on the Windward Balcony. I would prefer much the Leeward Balcony, if you ask
This
me.
door leads out to the Windward Balcony. From the dim gems on either side, you can see that it has been sealed to prevent guests from following Osha outside.
All right, so I am going to have to find a way into it. Now, does he keep this place safe, I wonder? I guess that could be Osha's job. There we go. He advises them on safety. That's it. There you go. Actually, there we go. Look at that. I hope the Baron doesn't mind it if or I guess it's the, not the Baron. The Baron's not here. Well, I mean the Prince. I hope the Prince doesn't mind a little bit of fire here and there. Aha! Look at this.
You hear a bell chime in the ballroom as you pull this lever.
Well, I hope that didn't interrupt anything in the proceedings. Anything here? Could this be a quick one? And whoops-a-daisy. Well, there you go. Now, oh, I was about to say all that for nothing, but I did miss one. All right, now, anything here? Just the restroom. So, I guess that means back outside. Well, that took care of upstairs. What about downstairs? I suppose I should take the stairs rather than make a scene by doing a leap into the middle of the ball floor or anything like that. Yeah, they are busy dancing. So, let's see. How about over here? I guess those who wish there have their music without dancing. How about the cellar? Hello there. I need to get inside the door there. What are you doing down here? Basement is for staff only. I need to get into the treasure vault. Not allowed. OSHA specifically asked me to keep your out-nosy guests like you. Is there any way I could change your mind? Well, there is the matter of Midnight's Kiss. You're confused, huh? Well, let me explain. One night, one of our staff decided to take a nap while on duty. The prince found him and decided to teach all of us a lesson for the fool's behavior. In his infinite wisdom, he made a spider that prowls the halls, lurking, waiting. If any of us asleep outside of the living quarters, it's the midnight kiss. Follow? That sounds terrible. Yes, but wise of our prince to teach us such a lesson. Still, the spider has grown bolder. Almost ate a guest. I've gotten permission from the Baroness to have it. Yes, I understand. Very well. It is last seen north of the garden. Try looking there. Just pretend to be asleep, and it'll come. It always does. All right, take a nap north of the garden. Gotcha.
The head waiter will unlock the door to the treasure vault if you take care of an ice spider that the Prince of Frost conjured to keep sleepy waitstaff on their toes. The door to the treasure vault is bolted shut. Perhaps one of the waitstaff knows how to get inside.
Yes, I think we've already answered that question. I believe I need to go this way now. Open, open! Really? Okay. Open, open! I guess that's where I need to... Wait. When that gin locks something, doesn't mess around. Alright, now. Let's see, I'm supposed to sleep, right? There we go. Slash sleep.
As soon as you shut your eyes, you hear a cold chittering. When you open them, the ice spider is already upon you. The ice spider shatters and dissolves into a snowy mist. Now that the creature has been destroyed, the head waiter will unlock the treasure vault for you.
All right. Now let's go back inside. One ice spider, broken, chipped, melted, whatever. Is the deed done? It's dead. Yep. It has been retired per your request.
Grateful that the ice spider is no longer around to nip at his staff's heels, the head waiter gladly opens the door to the treasure vault. Water elements flood out of the treasure vault and confront the intruders.
Well, apparently not everyone's happy that he did that. I guess the Prince of Frost wanted to make sure that... Let's take care of that.
You hear a bell chime in the ballroom as you pull this lever.
Another one. To the ballroom. This painting depicts the Wintertide Ballroom. Moving closer, its surface shimmers with magical energy, and you realize your hand can phase through the canvas. Well then, let's step through. Maybe a shortcut. Oh, a very shortcut. All right.
You notice a bizarre painting depicting the Wintertide Ballroom. To your surprise, you're able to step through it and into the ballroom itself.
Hey, how nice. Now, let's go and speak with the Jinn. I believe that's... Yeah, they're on now.
The court advisor stares off into the distance. At the sound of your footsteps, he jolts, turns around, and lets out a dejected sigh.
Oh, great. You leave the party and the party follows. What do I have to do to be alone in this place? The Baroness sent me after the garden key. No, 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 no. The Prince of Frost cannot under any circumstances see that flower. Trust me, I know what's best for the Prince and the Baroness. If I allow you to enter the yard, there will be chaos. Okay, so now we have intimidate, diplomacy, and spellcraft. Spellcraft? Let's see if any of these actually has... Okay, diplomacy, 8. That doesn't sound like it's going to do a very good job at it. Intimidate, I think that's 3. I think I have a less of a chance of doing anything. How about spellcraft? 16, my highest skill. That sounds like my best. I'm very proficient with spellcasting. I could just blast the door open and cause an even more of a disturbance to get inside the garden. If you insist on being even more of a disturbance than we already have, then fine. I'd rather just get this over with. Why did I even bother leaving the plane of air? Here's the key. It'll open either on the 2 doors on the ground level that lead out into the garden. The Frosted series is blooming in the center. Just go in, grab the flower, and get out. And refrain from blasting through any of the furnishings while you're at it. Glad we understand each other.
Osha hands you a key. He tells you that the frosted cerise flower can be found in the center of the Aurora Garden, but warns you not to let the true nature of your visit become gossip fodder for the other guests.
I wonder, is that the first time I managed to do that without a fight? Oh well. Now let's go and see about that flower. Now if I understood his description properly, it should be just across from that couch, the one that I said was very, very seriously locked. Apparently he took it down. How nice. Ah!
You step out into the snowy garden. A peculiar patch of grass grows in its center, along with a flower that emanates a magical, chilly aura.
Well then, let's take the flower. This flower hums with magical energy. This must be the bloom that you were sent to find, the frosted cerise. With this, you can perform the ritual to wake Lord Arden. Pick the flower.
The flower crumples away into nothing in the palm of your hand, and instantly regrows in the soil. The newly sprouted flower glows blindingly for a moment, and, unexpectedly, a shockwave rocks the palace.
Uh-oh, they're going to notice that. Well then, back to the ballroom.
The door refuses to budge. There must be something blocking it from the other side. You need to find another way out of the garden.
Oh well, let's... Time to do some jumping. I don't know, jumping up ice does not exactly sound like the easiest of activities. Oh. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Oh, it is definitely going to take a while. Oh, okay, how about that? There we go. Well, up, up. Up. All right. At least I got through something. To the ballroom. We have arrived. Hopefully everything's fine here. And that there was... Uh-oh. That's not good.
To your surprise, the ballroom is now covered in twisting vines and familiar flowers.
I thought I eradicated those flowers a millennia ago, but now they're everywhere.
Snarls the Prince of Frost.
Outlander, you will fix this, or I'll turn you into a block of ice.
Oh boy. Hello there. The Prince of Frost is quite formidable, isn't he? I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of his icy temper. In that case, maybe you wouldn't mind answering a question for me? I'm looking into the flowers for him. Oh, by all means, ask away. Are there any strange guests at the party tonight? I mean, other than myself, of course. Well, there are a few nobles here tonight that I don't recognize. Now then, what were the names? Lord Beryl and, I believe, Dame Allegra. All right, now, how can I find Beryl and Allegra? Well, Sir Snowdrift is quite the busybody. Surely he'll know more information. You'll be able to find him surrounded by other fellows of the Gamesters' Lounge. Okay, that's...
Lady Lazuli informs you that there were only 2 Eladrin nobles she didn't recognize in attendance tonight. She knows who can tell you more. Sir Snowdrift, the resident social butterfly of the Prince of Frost's court.
Well then. Uh-oh. I heard combat music. Okay. Uh-huh. Let's see. Sir Snowdrift. Yes, here he is. I guess I should drift into his presence. Another lost lamb left wandering the party in need of conversation? Fear not, my friend. You have been found. I take it then that you're Sir Snowdrift? Guilty as charged, and you are Pineleaf, I believe. I've heard a lot about you, and I of you. I hear that you're the one to talk about the other nobles. Who's who in the Prince of Frost court, specifically 2 nobles named Lord Beryl and Dame Allegra. Oh, you have come to the right place. I hear Lord Beryl escorted Dame Allegra tonight, but I have only seen him alone, guzzling some wine to fill a small pond. I would tell you how to find the lady, but truth be told, I don't know what she looks like. Oh, she's new to this corner of the prince's court. Come from the far north, I hear. But Lord Beryl has seen her and knows where I can find her, correct? Well, precisely. Like I said, he drinks enough to topple a unicorn. He's likely sculled down in the cellar kitchen trying to steal another bottle. Now, if you'd excuse me, I have lords and ladies to entertain. Well, thank you for your help.
Sir Snowdrift tells you that Lord Beryl was last seen slinking off to the kitchen in search of a fresh bottle of wine. Then he shoos you out of his crowd of adoring nobles.
Of course. Now, let's go to the other side. And I guess to the cellar? Well, I didn't see him there before, but I didn't check every location. So, whoopsie daisy. Well, somebody is summoning those things to go against me, right? Who that may be, I don't know. Oh. But we can deal with them. Anything on this side? Ooh. Lord Beryl.
Who are ye? I'm not stealing, I'm just borrowing this bottle. You need something from me?
Yes, I'm looking for Dame Allegra. Oh, where is she?
What's it to you? That there lady was my date into the shindig, so Paul's off her, you hear me?
Well, I'm not interested in filling out my dance card. Don't worry about that. I'm looking for the source of the flowers, and she's the only person here who no one has seen. Well, aside from you, that is.
Lord Beryl says that Dame Allegra has gone to explore the Prince of Frost's quarters. Speaking with her is the next step in solving this plant puzzle.
What's she doing? Planting a cerise flower in his bed? Well, let's head on. Any more nasties to attack us? Well, that explains why I couldn't open it before.
A growth of blossoming vines has sprung up around the door. When you get close, some of the bloom comes to you.
Alright, well. Oh! Well then, looks like it's no longer covered. Well then, any more of this comes alive? Nope. Alright, so up the ramp. Open up.
A group of palace guards stand at attention in front of the Prince of Frost's quarters. You'll have to defeat them in order to enter.
Okay, fine. The Prince of Frost's quarters. One Eladrin.
An Eladrin noble stands at the base of the stairs that lead to the Prince of Frost's quarters. This must be Dame Allegra, the mysterious newcomer you're looking for.
Hello there. I take it you're Dame Allegra, right? Lord Beryl told me where you would be. Lord Beryl was so kind to escort me tonight. As I'm new to this part of the Prince of Frost's domain, I'm afraid I've yet to make very many friends here. And just as you said, I am Dame Allegra. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, and pleasure's all mine. I'm assuming you heard about the flowers popping up all over the palace? You wouldn't have to know anything about this, would you? As a matter of fact, I did see someone planting something in the garden. It must have been the frosted cerise. Sadly, I didn't get a good look at their face before I returned to the ballroom, and I never saw anyone strange with the other guests. However, I'm very adept at examining the traces left behind from magic. Perhaps if we return to the spot where we saw them, it would become clear. Well then, I'll meet you there.
Dame Allegra saw a hooded stranger plant the frosted cerise in the garden. She bids you to follow her there, so she can help you search for clues about the culprit.
A hooded stranger. I had always assumed that she was lying about about the stranger and all that stuff. But I wonder now. Because hood stranger, when I think of a hood stranger in the storyline, I know we haven't met the hood stranger yet, but there is a hooded stranger. And that person sounds like someone who most definitely would have...
Dame Allegra stands in the center of the garden. She lets out a low chuckle.
Ah, how did you like my little prank? It was good fun. Riling up that gloomy prince always entertains my master Hearsome.
Allegra transforms before your eyes. You recognize her new form as Cadence, the Night Hag. who caused such trouble for the gatekeepers back in Stormreach.
Happy to see me, dearie. Good. It'll be for the last time.
Well, consider what I did to your sisters.
I think that's enough taunting for one day. I'll let my pretty petals finish you off.
With a mad cackle, she vanishes. In her place, a shambling mound rises to attack. A mass of flowers and vines crumbles into ash. Yet it leaves behind one last frosted cerise flower.
This flower hums with magical energy. This must be the bloom that you were sent to find, the frosted cerise. With this you can perform the... Yes, I think I've done this before, haven't I?
You pluck the frosted cerise flower from the snow. This time, the bloom stays in the palm of your hand, instead of crumpling away into nothing. Return to the Baroness to tell her what happened.
All right. Well now, I can now remove this frosted cerise from the premises, and, well, maybe something could be done about the rest of the things that bloomed up all over the place. I have a feeling that I'll be needing to leave soon. I think I've overstayed my welcome. So, want to hear some old crones managed to infiltrate our celebration after all? It's comforting to know that some things never change. Of course, if he ever decides he wanted to stop making my duties more difficult, I would wholeheartedly support his decision. As a thanks to your help, feel free to choose something from our stockpile. Quite a few Fae tend to forget their belongings over the course of the night dancing, and never bother to seek out what they lost. It's somewhat annoying, actually. I'll also add, although he would never admit it, you did us a favor in taking care of Cadence's scheme. We Fae don't take that lightly. Should you ever return to these parts, I'll be glad to see you again, as long as you don't bring any trouble along with you. Yes, I understand, ma'am. And take care, Baroness.
Though the prince himself would never admit to it, the Baroness tells you he is in your debt for thwarting the Night Hag's scheme. And now that you have the frosted cerise, you're one step closer to waking Lord Arden.
Ah, yes. But I can't forget the treasure. I almost left without it. All right, let's see. Oh, well. Yep, he was displeased with me. Thank you very much. I managed to get the flower. This is exactly why I steer clear of the reception balls. Just when you think it'll be a nice, calm evening spending time with friends and loved ones, the prince throws a tantrum and the palace becomes the stage for yet another one of the Archfae's silly pranks. Yeah, pretty much sums it up. I hope that you enjoyed yourself in any case. The other nobles and I pulled together some wares we haven't been using as a thanks for cleaning up the mess. I hope that they're worth your while. Okay, thank you very much. So, let's see what we got here. Well, okay. Looks like they heard that I was a monk and... well, apparently their thoughts were in the right place. How about this? +5 chilled outfit of combat mastery. Actually, I'll take that one. It might be useful in another level. But that takes care of 2 of the ingredients, and the last one is Lord Arden's true name. I hope somebody knows this in the court. And if so, then we'll be able to wake him up in the next episode of Piney Plays the Dragon Disciple.